Welcome to Island Insights. I'm your host, Septimus Prime, and today we are with two special guests who put the bomb in bombshells. We are with Diamante and Lionel. Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's lovely to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
How are you guys feeling?
Nervous.
Nervous? Don't be nervous.
I'm
don't
chill.
be nervous.
I'm fine. I'm cool. I'm happy
You're
to
cool,
be here.
yeah?
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, fresh from the villa, you know, Casa Amor's finest. And I won't lie, it's sad to see you guys sitting here because I honestly believe that you guys should be in the villa still. You know, I've watched this season a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so I honestly believe from what I've seen, you guys brought that fire to Casa Amor, which the show needed. So you guys sitting here, I'm upset, you know, but like, how has it been for you, the whole Casa Amor experience?
Do you want to start?
Ladies first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Wow.
No, it was good. Obviously, I think I was in there for about a week.
Okay.
So yeah, it was kind of like everything just kind of kicked off from the beginning. So it was very intense because obviously one day feels like
One week, yeah. I heard about that, yeah.
Literally, it's 24 hours. You finish filming at about 4 in the morning.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a lot.
It's really
of time.
hectic, isn't it?
Yeah, and then again, there's the whole thing of like no phone, so it's just like you are
Whole
invested in what's going on around you.
Yes.
But I'd say like to sum it down, I'd like the experience and I would do it again.
Do it again, yeah? What about you, Lionel?
I mean, I enjoyed every bit of it. Like, I enjoyed every second. It was sick. Like, if you told me that, you know, I'm gonna do Love Island 2 years ago, I wouldn't have believed. I would have been like, yeah, nah, you're messing around, kind of thing.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, so then obviously just pushing myself to do something completely out of my comfort zone, and obviously just having the experience that I had, like, I don't regret one bit. So I really enjoyed it from start to finish.
That's great. So obviously you guys were watching the show before you went into the villa.
Yeah.
So what were your intentions going into the villa in terms of like, did you have a plan of action?
Yeah.
Like you said, listen, I'm gonna have this catchphrase. Every time I'm gonna say this word, I'm the prize. Something like that. Yeah. You know, what were your intentions in terms of coupling up with people, like going to have conversations? Like, yeah, what were your intentions going in?
Well, my intentions per se was like, it's kind of weird because as a Casa, like, you know, girl, Casa boy, you're going in there to essentially take someone's man. So it's just like, you can't, if I was a bombshell, I'd easily have the answer. You know, you're going in there to like find a connection stuff, but that's not the job as a Casa. You're going in there to test relationships. I feel like that's something that a lot of people forget.
Absolutely.
If you do find a connection, then great for you. If you don't, then you don't. There's nothing you can do about it.
Absolutely. Lionel, so it's like going in, would you say it's the same pretty much, like just you're going there knowing that these girls, obviously, some of them are coupled up, strong relationship. Despite the relationship they're in or situation, you're going to attack.
Yeah.
You know, Lionel.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So obviously that's the intention behind it, to be fair. You know, you always want to come with the mindset that, you know, you're there to like cause temptation. At the end of the day, that's the whole point of Casa Amor. Absolutely. So like, obviously my target was Mimi. And I knew that, you know, from my perspective, even though she felt like things were going well between her and Ayo, I felt as though there's something that could have been more, you know, in that. So then, obviously, if I had more of an opportunity, if I stayed there longer, then, you know, who knows what would have happened, kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you know, like, my intention was always going to go for Mimi.
Yeah, so is that like, so that's the only person you went in for?
That was really the only person that I had my eyes on strongly.
Because are there any sort of secret chats we didn't see with any people?
I had one chat with Uma that didn't air.
Okay.
Yeah. So
How was that?
Yeah. No. It was cool though. Like, I just wanted to get to know her just as a person, kind of thing. You know, just like a friendly kind of vibe, whatever. And if something was to happen, then I wouldn't have minded.
Did she make it known that she was closed off, like with Will?
Yeah. The thing is with her, she made it quite known, like, you know, she didn't say it was closed off, but it was like they're very like tight knit. You know, they're very close.
So there was no
way for me to like.
Her.
There was no swaying her, kind of thing. That's the vibe that I got from her. But it was like a good kind of friendly vibe. I learned a lot about her. She learned a lot about me.
Okay.
So it was a good conversation.
What's one thing you learned about her? Like, you might remember.
What's one thing I learned about her? That I'm trying to think now.
Ooh.
It's been a while. No, but I think she told me she did like VIP hosting for like 4 or 5 years, and she just so she's trying to like, you know, exit out of that. So that's one thing I learned about her. It's a bit strange because obviously she has Nigerian in her, but she doesn't speak any dialect or anything like that. But
that's really
it's
nice
whatever.
though, yeah. And Diamante, of course, obviously View, we saw your chats with Sean. Obviously, are there any other chats we didn't see that you felt would have, you know, made more sense in terms of, you know?
Yeah, definitely, because me and Sean had conversations from the first day.
Yeah.
And the first chat, like, it wasn't so flirty, obviously. It was just, like, getting to know you type of vibe.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're both, like, business owners and stuff. So we were just talking about how he runs his business. He told me how his sister runs his emails and how he just doesn't like answering them.
Question, how often does he mention sweets in the topic?
I want to know this as well, to be fair.
How often does he actually mention sweets in the topic? Because it seems like every line is got to do watermelon slice or rhubarb. This.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll kind of defend him on this part. He doesn't do it too much.
Okay.
I think it's quite reasonable.
Yeah,
but obviously
it's edited a lot to make it seem like that.
Yeah, But I'd say, I guess he says it about like maybe twice a day. I think he's kind of just stopped it down now. He's calmed down a bit.
So conversations with him, and of course, like, as you were saying, anyone else in terms of any sort of proper conversations, any of the other boys?
So I spoke to all of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kieran, like, made it very clear from the beginning, it's Nicole,
okay.
Which was just like, okay, fine. So we just, like, I was like to Kieran, I'll just speak to you in front of everybody. Do you know what I mean? There's no need for any of that.
Okay, perfect.
In terms of, I did speak to Will, but there was no vibe there.
No vibe there, okay.
And, you know, it was weird because I did go in there with my eyes on Will.
Will, yeah?
But it's just like, after the conversation, it was just like, actually...
Yeah, you switch. It's like more or less, if the vibe isn't there, you can't force it. And obviously, time is limited. Even though time, like, one day feels like 24, like, for example, a week, time is very much limited because at any point in time, you just get a text, it's time to recouple.
And that's how it was.
And literally, you didn't have no warning or no time. You're thinking, it's basically time to move on, you know? So, obviously, touching on the recoupling now, obviously, after the conversations you guys have had, how did you feel going into the recoupling? Because obviously, Lionel, we've seen your conversations with Mimi, that's what was aired. You know, from what, it was like a lot of mixed opinions regarding the conversations. You know, people saying Mimi might just be closing off herself too soon, because at the same time, bear in mind, we're witnessing Ayo's shenanigans with Jess, you know, so people are literally wanting to send a pigeon, a firework, any sort of message to Mimi to say, wake up, Mimi, this isn't the plan, you know. So how did you feel going into the recoupling after obviously the conversations you'd had?
For one, you know, the conversations that you guys saw, we had a lot more than that.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so we had a lot more than just the two conversations that you guys saw. So obviously I felt like at some point, you know, as the days went by, I felt like, you know, maybe recoupling could have been, if I had a bit more time, maybe, you know, things could have changed kind of thing, you know. But obviously I feel like her mind was always going to be fixated on just kind of like sticking with Ayo. Even though I tried my best to try and be like, hey, like,
so you already knew that more or less she had made up her mind that she was going to go back single.
More or less, yeah.
Were you told that you didn't get picked, or how was that the format behind that? Is there a thing where they let you know, or?
So what happens is, on the recoupling, so obviously in Casa Amor Villa, you guys don't see it, but it's kind of like the same concept that you see in the main villa kind of thing. So we filmed like a Casa Amor recoupling
as well. Okay.
And then that's when I found out that she would obviously be sticking with Ayo.
Stick with Ayo, okay, you know? And then obviously they go back.
Yeah, then we went back and we saw the rest unfold.
So obviously Diamante, we can say your recoupling moment was nothing less than fiery. I think fiery is an understatement, you know? Because I obviously cover a lot about the show. I was actually hoping Sean would pick you because I was willing to get behind you guys actually going all the way to the final. I could see the vision from the conversations, obviously in Casa Amor, obviously the kiss and everything. I was like, okay, Sean's having a bit of flavour to him now, do you know what I mean? So I was honestly leaning towards Vicky. Okay, you know what? He might actually recouple with you. So how were you feeling about that?
With the fact that he didn't?
Going into the recoupling and obviously after as well.
So going into the recoupling, I think on the actual day of it, obviously we've all woken up.
Yeah.
I think all the boys were having their chats, all the girls were having their chats. There wasn't any conversations between boys and girls on that day.
Okay.
And then literally, then we were told to just like mix and mingle everybody, and then we just got the text straight away. So it was so unexpected, but obviously we kind of knew that Casa, you only got 3-4 days.
3-4 days,
So it's just like it was coming any moment.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling the guys. I was like, it's Judgment Day. Judgment Day is here.
Literally Judgment Day. It's literally, yeah, guys, I've got a text. Tonight there will be a recoupling.
Exactly.
Your heart just goes, So
and it's just like, obviously, Emma, I didn't really know which way it was going to go, because obviously I was very much aware that he did have feelings for Matilda.
Yeah.
And, you know, he didn't lie about that or anything. But it's just like he also did make it very clear that there was like some sort of connection with myself and Ruby.
Okay.
So nobody knew what he was going to do.
So it was quite up in the air at the time.
Yeah, and I can't remember who he was talking to, but Emma told me in the dressing room that she was just speaking to Sean. Oof. And he was saying he's very confused. He doesn't know what to do. Like, he just wasn't expecting it to come that soon. So it was just like, I was thinking, I don't know.
So you didn't really have an idea or inkling going into it as well, because obviously hearing what Sean had said, and obviously the fact that there was no further conversations in terms of reassurance, you're thinking it could go any other way. So obviously you're standing at the fire pit now. My jam is there. And it's Sean's turn, and he's given his speech. In that very moment, what are you thinking?
Well, Sean's speech was very finicky.
Okay.
As it was. I feel like he said a lot of things that went in different directions. Yeah. So obviously he did hint at recoupling, and he also did hint at staying there, with Matilda. So it was kind of like a just wait and see what he's going to do sort of thing. So the way they do it is, you know, he'll say his speech. So after he said his speech, I still didn't know what was going to happen.
Still didn't know,
And then...
after, because there's a whole waiting process, they play the suspenseful music. Literally. We at home are watching, our hearts are beating, thinking, what's it going to be, you know,
You're like, after his speech was done, you're waiting there for about like, I don't know, like 3 minutes.
That long?
Yeah.
I might faint.
3 minutes.
Wow.
And then he has to say either I'm going to stick or I'm going to recouple.
Ooh.
And then you have to wait another 3 minutes for him to say. So obviously in this occasion, he said, I'm going to stick.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay,
you just know already.
obviously,
You know what's going to happen.
So it's just like, the thing is, you know, by the end of that 3 minutes, I was just kind of over the situation.
You've processed it at that point.
You've processed it, and you can't say anything, so it's just done.
It's literally there. So obviously now, Matilda's walked in, you know. I'm sure, Lionel, you've probably seen this as well. Have you watched the recoupling?
I watched the recoupling, but like I only came out when all the drama was done, basically. So I felt the tension in the air. I was like, yo, did someone die? Like, what happened? Yeah, it was crazy.
Like, Matilda's walked in. Obviously, we have mixed opinions at home. People are shocked. People are happy. You know what I mean? Now, my jammer's asking you, so, Diamante, are you shocked? Are you this? You know, and one thing I loved about your speech, you were straight to it. You said, it's funny. It's funny. This is how you treat someone that you've been called your priority. And you can see, one thing I love about the island is the reactions on it. Like, the boy Trey, I saw every school Trey kid, everyone's face was like, oh, Sean's about to get it. And he did get it. So in that moment, what do you think? He's like, listen, I'm about to give it to him.
When she's coming by herself, obviously, the angle I was standing, I've seen it before anybody else could. So I've seen Matilda come in. She looked good. I was clapping for her because, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be bitter about it.
Of course not.
But it's just like, the thing that I was more so upset about is Sean was acting as if your actions are not being recorded 24/7. And Matilda defending Sean straight off the back. I understand you want to defend your man, but understand why I'm saying what I'm saying to him first. And it's just like, I didn't come at her rude. I didn't even speak to her at this point at all. So I was just a bit like, oh.
The comment, comment, which everyone gasped at. You're not sat here, babe. How did that make you feel, of course?
I wouldn't want to be sat there.
Which you did say.
No.
Which you did say. I honestly believe you handled it so well, because she was trying to have a dig at you. And what you were saying was completely facts. was completely true. Sean had said you're his priority, even though he tried to maneuver it on 2 occasions, tried to maneuver it as if, oh yeah, at that time in the villa. But he called you priority nevertheless. So it came like she was trying to have a dig at you when you were just telling the truth. You know, so I honestly, and a lot of people agree, you know, that you handled that situation really, really well. But in terms of her whole approach in that moment in time, did you appreciate Matilda's response, or was this like a thing like, what are you doing?
I was more so surprised because for me, it's kind of, if a girl was coming to me, well, I didn't even come to her, but if a girl is, you know, checking my man for, I don't know, cheating or
and stuff like that, yeah.
I'm going to listen.
As to what they have to say.
Because it's not coming out from thin air. There was also a conversation that I haven't watched all the episodes back, so I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a conversation literally when the lights went off and I was sharing a bed with Sean, where he was basically saying like, something Matilda, and so obviously Ruby was a bit upset because you know she liked Sean and she wasn't sharing the bed.
There was another person in the equation as well, forgot about that,
And then the whole Matilda thing, and I was just basically saying like, Sean, you know, like this is messy and stuff like that. And
that was aired a bit,
He was just
that
like,
was in bed,
oh, well, that doesn't bother me, or that's not stopping me. And then he's just gone into the kids. So it's just like, I don't know if I told Matilda this already, but it's just like, now, obviously, I can see they're back on good terms, so I don't want to, like, jump in and just, like, recause things, because, you know, I can see my name is a touchy subject there right now.
You've literally sent shockwaves throughout that villa, because obviously watching at home, I'm sure probably Lionel, you probably saw it as well, the reactions from other islanders and everything. It's like, it was probably like the bombshell moment. The Casa Amor moment in that sense of everyone's like, woof, you know, and you had 2.
Oh my gosh,
you know, you had 2. Because obviously, did you see the part where obviously Uma's coming now?
Right.
And obviously, with Uma coming in, you've been obviously in the villa with the boys, and you've seen how Will's been moving with Lucy. You know, so that whole situation there, I'm not sure if you guys have seen, he's asked her, how would you feel about recoupling with me?
I saw that.
That's crazy, isn't it? What do you think about him saying that?
I think, okay, because obviously I was with Uma during the time of Casa Amor. Obviously, her being really loyal and really respectful and everything like that, closed off in her head completely. Like, obviously, the guys knew it was just kind of like an underlying thing that, you know what, we're not going to really try for Uma like that, because at the end of the day, she has something really good going on with Will. But then obviously going to the main villa and then him saying that to Lucy was kind of like, it's mad.
Crazy.
Uma slept on the daybed.
Yeah, she did.
Did she do that every night?
Yeah, I think she did every night, yeah.
With Mimi and Nicole, they stayed loyal.
They stayed together.
And then you've got Will sharing a bed, kissing Lucy.
With Lucy.
Because he wanted to. In his own words.
Yeah.
His own words. So obviously, we need to clear up the whole Uma situation. Because obviously...
Yes, we do.
I feel like we need to hear your side of things, because watching it, I feel like there's a bit of... People have misconstrued that moment a lot. You know, because... Whereas Maz has asked Uma, how do you feel about this? And she said, I don't know. And obviously, the producers have obviously clipped you laughing in that moment. And then, so what was the laugh about? And obviously, Jess, just to continue on, Jess has obviously said, what's funny? She's honestly come out and straight for you. And just obviously, how was that moment, you know, for you?
So starting on Uma, obviously, no one was laughing at Uma. This was my first time seeing Uma. Like, I wouldn't say meeting her, because you're not allowed to speak to the people who are coming in. So it's just like, obviously, I don't have an issue with Uma. I have no reason. Like, can we just actually sit down and think, why would I laugh at someone who's crying because of something that their man did?
And this is what everyone wants to know, because people are thinking, are you evil? Why are you laughing at the girl? You know?
No, because the thing that I was laughing at was obviously Will saying, will you recouple with me? Kisses in bed with Lucy. Bear in mind, Lucy's a Casa girl, and I'm quite close with Lucy.
Yeah.
She's coming to us saying, Will said this, Will said done that, he said this.
Yeah.
The recoupling comment that Will made is literally translated into, I'm recoupling with you.
Literally, he's asked her out, basically. He said, how do you feel about recoupling?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah.
So me going like a little, it wasn't a ha.
Yeah.
No, it was like a,
I can't believe this.
I can't believe this. Like,
I can't believe this.
Like, so, and that's why I said like, oh, sorry, because it's like,
yeah.
Bit of a strange moment.
And then Jess is like, what's funny? So how do you feel about Jess just coming at you?
Jess, I feel like the reason why I said Jess, you know, there's not really room for you to talk was because I remembered literally watching it before I've gone in there, and Jess had literally laughed at, did she laugh at Joey or was it Harriet?
Harriet.
She's laughed at Harriet in the same, she's actually laughed at somebody.
Yes.
Genuinely. Yes. I didn't. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So me saying you're not one to speak, it's kind of like, you're not. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, because she's laughed at Harriet with the comment, if you can't take it, then don't give it out.
That was horrible.
Do you know what I mean?
That was a crazy episode as well, to be fair.
The
way things unfolded was mad.
I know that the whole situation started with Kieran said something.
Yeah.
But it's just like I'm going to defend Harriet in this sense because I feel like she was singled out in the villa.
Yeah.
Because the girl's crying every single day because of the stuff that...
What's happening?
Jess, I think there was a situation with Nicole as well, I can't remember. And I remember Harriet in the dressing room saying, why do you have to make someone feel like crap all the time?
Literally, yeah, we've seen
Jess
that.
has walked out saying, you're an idiot. Why are you being so rude to the girl? You can't call your friends when you're in the villa.
Yeah.
You can't leave to have a breather.
Absolutely not.
You have to share a bed for, I don't know how long Harriet was in the villa. It was literally when Harriet cried, the last time with the whole Kieran situation and Jess saying, if you give it, you can't take it.
Yeah, you got to
blah,
take
blah,
it,
blah.
literally.
I was crying with Harriet.
Oh.
Like, I was watching it crying because I felt ill and I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
And
Honestly.
it's just like, I didn't like it at all.
And in situations like that, obviously, with Jess, her favourite saying, I'm the prize.
Yeah.
Is she the prize?
No comment.
Lionel, is she the prize?
No comment.
No comment. Because obviously, if we're going to look at the situations, I highlighted this yesterday. The couple she's been in, the men have left her. Obviously, she recoupled with Hugo at Casa, and Hugo last night has obviously said he doesn't feel a spark there. Before, it was Ronnie, who obviously was coupled up with Jess, didn't work out. And obviously Jess has been so hung up on that situation to the point where she's made Harriet feel like this. So
it's not Harriet's fault though. Because the thing, also, sorry to interrupt, but I did speak to Trey in the villa, obviously when he was getting to know Ellie as well. And I just, was talking to Trey and saying, how do you feel like in your situation? And he said, obviously he did like Jess, but he feels like Jess is a bit too, and he did say that he was there for the whole Harriet, if you give it, you have to take it.
Yeah.
And he said that situation put him off of Jess. So it's just a thing of, I feel like Jess would have a better chance if she wasn't so out to get everyone. Because it's not Beef Island.
Yeah, it's Love
I
Island.
mean?
So currently, she's in Friendship Island because no couples at the moment.
And I feel like Hugo's clocking onto it as well.
Yeah.
Just be a bit nicer to people.
Yeah, which is the point. Obviously, being in there with people so much for so long, you have to obviously pick your battles. You can't isolate yourself in a way you're gonna be made to feel like, alone or stuff like that. So obviously from that situation now, we've officially seen Will and Umar leave the villa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Especially after the whole Casa Amor situation.
Do you want to go?
What are your thoughts on
My thoughts on that? I think I think it's a wake-up call for Will, because at the end of the day, like, you know, after doing what he did in Casa Amor with Lucy, obviously it's got to make you feel like, wow, this girl's really like a ride or die. Like, she's really going to leave the villa, leave the whole experience for me, kind of thing. Like, I can't mess up like that again. You know, if I really want something to last for as long as possible, then, you know, I need to really respect the fact that, yeah, she's really into me like that. Because Uma, like I said, she's just a ball of energy. Yeah. Obviously, she's a respectable kind of girl. Yeah. You know, so...
Very well liked.
Very well liked, exactly. You know, so
she is the life of the villa.
She is the life of the villa, and I feel like that's why it's gonna be a shame not to see her on our screens anymore, because it's not gonna be the same without her. You know,
absolutely.
So. She'll have so many more opportunities.
100%.
We'll see Uma again. Maybe she might do another show. I hope she does, because she's interesting to watch.
Yeah. Do you think if it was the other way around, and Will was stolen by another girl, and Uma got sent home, would Will leave with Uma?
Honest answer, probably not.
Diamante?
Because before they left, they seemed to get back onto good terms. And obviously at the recoupling, Will did say that he feels like the connection was stronger with Uma. So it's just like, originally, I had the same answer, saying I didn't think Will would have left. But I feel like if it was the other way around and he didn't leave, he would have gotten a lot of slack from the girls in there and the boys saying, why didn't you just go with her?
But bear in mind, Will has said, he's been wrong and strong about a lot of things. You know, he has said, Uma's not his type.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So imagine if his type was the one to steal him.
If it was Lucy.
If his type was the one to steal him, and he's honestly said as well, I'm here for myself. I need to explore. So that was just one exploration. If another girl came in who was more like his type, and he would feel, I think he would have said, I have the right to explore, because Uma has had what's called Ayo to explore, and obviously potential other people as well to explore. So I honestly don't think, when you hear him say be so wrong and strong, especially at the movie night, when Uma asked him, why would you do that? Because I wanted to. Are these the words of someone who would leave?
No.
Another thing as well, I remember when Uma, Jessie and Mimi have gone for the date with the two bombshells. Will said, I don't care, what will be will be. This girl loves you.
Clearly.
And this is what you're saying. Like, Uma actually loves him and it shows.
She likes him a lot.
And he doesn't, because the thing is, coming out now, Uma is North London, is she?
Yeah, she's North London. She's North London.
And Will, he's like...
I think up north somewhere.
He's up north.
Something like that.
Long distance relationship.
That's a sticky one. If they might move in together or something, it's a bit early days.
Will they last? That's what we will have to wait and see. You know, because obviously people are more or less leaning towards 36 hours ago, this man literally said, I did what I did because I wanted to. I owe myself. Why are you upset? You're acting as if we're in a relationship. But then he said all these things, all these red flags that Uma is literally in front of her face, but because she's so deep in, she can't notice. You know, so I feel like the interesting thing now will be going forward, and people will be keeping an eye on them to see what will be happening. You know, and one thing that's sad about this is Uma has left Mimi. Now, Mimi's situation, obviously, Lionel coming back after Casa Amor. How were you feeling when you saw her walk out? Obviously, like knowing that she's come back now. She hasn't obviously coupled up with you. She's chosen to go back to Ayo. But then Ayo has moved on with Jess. How did that make you feel?
For me, like I always had an inkling in my head that she would, like Ayo would actually, you know, recouple with somebody else. So in a way, I wanted to try and like let her know, like, you know, this kind of guy over here, he's not the type of person you want to take seriously, because obviously he's already pushing a love triangle before with Uma. You know? So in a way, she just kind of stuck to her guns, and she was just like, you know what, even if he does do that, you know, she's just going to stay true to herself, and obviously just do what she feels like is best. So for me walking out and then seeing her by herself, it wasn't like a big shock to me.
Yeah.
Because it was something that I kind of already predicted that was going to happen anyway.
And I feel a lot of people had an inkling as well that Ayo, well, the talk was he didn't like Mimi. And this what drew to the conversation about Mimi's personality and character, which I want you to clear up.
Yeah.
The whole assumption of Mimi being boring, I disagreed. From my point of view, I know when a girl likes someone. She would show a lot more energy if Ayo brought it out of her.
Yeah.
You know? So, and she did say to you, you're her type on paper. So I'm looking at two things here. Right person, wrong timing. And then it's just the fact that Ayo hasn't been able to bring out that energy of her. So what will you say about the whole Mimi's boring concept?
Yeah, I've addressed it like multiple times. People they generally believe that she's boring. I just think we don't see more of her like fun side, more of her like cheerful side. Like she is somebody that, you know, has a good personality for sure. Once you really do get to know her properly, which goes back to what I said, like we had multiple chats. So that's what I saw, like glimpses of that. But a lot of the time, if she's uncomfortable or if she doesn't really know the person too well kind of thing, then obviously she's going to be a little bit more reclusive, a little bit more reserved. So that's why you're going to see her majority of the time the way she is. But going to what Josh said in the last episode, he said like, and I completely agree 100%, you know, he feels like, you know, it just takes the right kind of person to get that attribute.
With that Josh situation, so now, obviously, she's come back into the villa, Ayo's recoupled with Jess, Mimi's alone. And now she's been crying for the last, 2 days or so, because I hear, if you're not in a couple in the villa, it is literally the loneliest place in the world. Whitney, who obviously was on the previous season, confirmed this in a tweet where he said, if you're not with someone, you literally are by yourself. Because obviously, whilst other people are getting to know each other, you're just there by yourself. So obviously now, producers have sent in, of course, Ruben and Josh. Now, you seeing Josh come in at the time, would you have preferred to have been in his position rather than a Casa Amor boy?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I had like thoughts about this, and also I spoke to like the other Casa boys as well, kind of thing. I feel like that would have been like the sweet spot kind of moment. For us to come in, because the time where I interacted with Mimi, obviously she was head over heels for Ayo, which made my job difficult.
Absolutely,
you know? But obviously he's come in now, you know, she's seen what Ayo's done, and you know, she's pretty much open, like, and obviously for her type to walk in, it's perfect.
And you were her type as well. She said you are someone she would go for on the outside. So it's like seeing someone else come in and do the job you would have done. Me personally, I'll be upset. I'll be like, nah. You know what I mean? But then obviously, now, Josh is coming, and obviously, he's got one mission, one purpose. Treat Mimi right. Now, obviously, from yesterday's episode, started off well. From the morning, he's taken her to the hideaway. You know, he's done the whole handshake, kiss, all that stuff.
Really
smooth. Smooth. What do you guys think of that? Smooth, isn't it?
Quite fast, but
you know,
fast? He's on a mission.
He's on a mission.
That's what the target is set. He's not shooting shots anywhere. What we believe not. But then it's like from the morning, had breakfast. Like, cool, let me pull Mimi straight into the hideaway. I don't think I've ever seen someone go into the hideaway in the morning. I was thinking, wow, this guy is ready, you know. But then this is good because Mimi now, she's thinking, oh, you know what? It's all about me now. And obviously us watching it thinking, yeah, cool. He's taken her to hideaway. He's done the smooth kiss, which everyone's like, okay, fair enough. But then Grace pulls Josh for a chat. I'm thinking, you know what? Play it cool. Don't give too much. But then, was he a bit too entertained by Grace?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, I think obviously she was sticking it on him, and he was kind of giving it back as well. And then I feel like from that point onwards, Grace got like a lot like flustered in a way. Like she was just kind of like, oh wow, he's giving that same energy back. He's reciprocating that same energy. So now it's kind of like giving her the motive to kind of like push further.
Would you have given Grace the energy? If you were in Josh's shoes.
If I was in Josh's shoes?
Would you have given Grace the energy?
Probably not. You know, because obviously I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, you made it very clear from the beginning that, you know, your eyes were really set on Mimi. So trying to like divert that and then obviously go to Grace and see what's popping over there is, it just conflicts with that, you know?
Which leads us to the recoupling speech. That a lot of people's heads were thinking, what's in the world? Obviously, they've said Ruben and Josh recouple or still. Now, Josh has, in his recoupling speech, said, it has been a hard decision. Everyone was thinking, I saw Matilda's face go, Matilda, wait, what? What do you mean hard decision? Because all they've seen basically is like him go for me. You know what I mean? So now, he's also said there's been more than one girl that's caught my eye. And you can literally see Mimi's head drop, boom. And everyone was just like, what do you mean? Now, I believe it was something to do with producers. But then again, if that was his own decision, is that a smart move?
Not at all. Not at all.
What are you thinking? Is that a smart move just to say that out there?
Some things you just keep to yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially like, you know, you're trying to win over Mimi. She's been through so much. He likes Mimi, so why would you?
So why would you honestly say another girl has caught my eye if you want Mimi? Why would you do that?
It has to be for the plot.
Yeah.
Because now that Grace and Emma
Blade.
Blade might just want to race Josh or something. But it's just like now, obviously the other girls, 2 girls we've got, they're single, friendship couples. And obviously another thing as well, saying this to the other girls, there's about 2.5, 3 weeks left of the competition now. Literally. And remember, it's a competition. People are trying to win. So it's just a thing of this week. You saw the voting yesterday. People are dropping now. People are going to be going very, 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 very fast. So if Josh is in it to win it with Mimi, genuinely, I don't think it's smart to be talking about other girls right now. You're not got time. There's no more time.
If Josh is all for Mimi, then be all for Mimi. Don't mention another girl. Cut out all the triangles. Mimi's already been made to feel second best in a lot of situations, especially with Ayo. So is it wise to be mentioning other girls? I don't think so.
No, it's not.
Because it's scary because Grace clearly has interest in Josh, and it seems that he has interest back. So now, if she tries to go that way and take him...
Oh, the fans won't be happy.
The fans won't be happy.
I honestly think Mimi's had enough of being in triangles. I honestly want peace for Mimi. You know, it's too much with the whole Ayo situation, obviously, all that from the start with Umar, obviously now with Jess. She wants to be first and only choice. She wants to be like the Nicole to Kieran. She should be. You know what I mean? I'm sure, obviously, Lionel, if you were in that situation now, if you were in Josh's shoes, you would prioritise her without a doubt.
100%, without a doubt.
You know, it's all Mimi or not. Because she's an amazing girl and she's obviously a fan favourite. I'm sure him watching the show before he went in would have obviously known this. So for him to make such a statement is very bold. So we'll see what comes with that. So now, obviously, Diamante, we've got some questions for you.
Okay.
That the Shade Borough have sent in. You know, some people have asked some questions. So now, what they want to know, first of all, is what's your ethnicity? Right.
So this is actually a funny one because I proved it on my Insta and I've had someone say, liar. Like, okay. So my dad's Zimbabwean.
Okay.
My mum's Mozambican and Portuguese.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it. I was born in the UK.
Okay, wow.
And yeah.
See, Lionel, I'll ask you the same.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your ethnicity?
I'm Cameroonian.
Cameroonian, yeah?
Cameroonian, yeah, man.
And lovely. Okay, so Diamante, they've also asked, I'm trying to find the other question that they've asked me. Oh my goodness, why have I lost the questions? This is going to be edited. This is going to be edited. Okay, what are your thoughts, Diamante, on Olivia calling you out on her Insta story?
Is this Olivia previous?
Yeah, from the previous season. Obviously, you made a statement about Jess being a bully and not being the prize. Olivia has called you out on her Insta story. What is your response to her?
So I didn't know anything of this until, because obviously it got sent to me.
Yeah.
So I've seen the story and I don't know Olivia from anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw the season. I didn't see the season. And, but I've seen in her bio Love Island thing, and she did say in the post that she was approved, she was on it.
Yeah.
So I've looked at it and it's just like, okay, if you want to say that I could have worded things better, that's fair, that's your opinion. Maybe I could have. But it's just a thing of, I feel like maybe she's not used to people just being direct. I feel like in this day and age, nobody's really like just straight to the point, because that's what I feel like. Literally, I've had a situation where my little brother was being bullied in school. And I was in Dubai, living in Dubai at the time.
Okay.
And I was literally typing emails to the school because why are people, my brother's 5.
Yeah, wow. See?
I shouldn't be hearing about this. And I was crying, it was making me feel sick.
Yeah.
I was literally like looking at flights for the next morning to come over here. But the only thing is, school, that long summer holiday had just started, so it's just kind of like all I can do is send email. What am I going to do? Stand there and wait there for a month? So it's just like a thing of, I feel like bullies need to be held accountable, because people actually kill themselves over stuff like that. And this is another thing as well, where I'm not going to be going too much on Jess as well, even though I don't agree with everything she's saying, because then I'm not going to be the bully, because that's contradictory.
It could be very much counterproductive,
But who is it? Olivia.
Olivia.
Olivia now making that whole thing about me.
People say she's clout chasing. They're saying she wants to talk on your name because you're popping at the moment, and obviously she's been forgotten about. So they're saying she's mentioning your name on her story, just to get a reaction out of you, because she almost wants to go to war with you because she wants to stay relevant. Because
people were saying, deal with her too. But it's just a thing of like, I just don't see it necessary, because I don't know Olivia.
You're above that.
And I don't know her.
You don't know her,
So it's just a thing of like,
it wasn't needed from her. Oh, you've blocked her?
I just blocked her and just left it at that.
Well, there you go. Olivia's been blocked. Diamante's above it. No further drama, because honestly, with Jess's situation, she was the one that came to you and said something. Obviously with Olivia, her whole post was nothing. You didn't know her, don't know anything about it, so it's like no thing. Fair enough. And what do you think about it? Do you see the post from obviously Olivia?
I saw the post myself. I mean, obviously it's like it's a tough one. You know, I completely agree with your message. You know, obviously I stand against bullying as well, kind of thing. You know, obviously I've dealt with bullying myself. I've dealt like a long time ago. So it's never the nicest thing to just ever go through that anyway. So I completely agree. Like, you know, it's wrong for anybody to bully anyone in particular. You know, so that kind of threw me off a little bit, you know, with what she said. But yeah, you know, now that you're clearing things up and everything, it makes more sense. You know?
So, final question before we close, and I want to ask both of you this. And it's a tough question, because in this season, it has been a very difficult season in terms of couples being strong or not strong, but there's 50,000 up for grabs here.
Oh gosh.
Who do you want to win?
At this point, it's tough to pick, because it's like you don't really have a proper solidified couples like that, other than maybe Nicole and Kieran. Okay. You know?
So, in terms of who you guys would prefer to win, Nicole and Kieran.
For me, personally, Nicole and Kieran.
Diamante, who do you want to win?
I see Nicole and Kieran at the final.
Yeah.
I see
them too.
Yeah.
Because they have had their arguments, but they've been the most, they've gone past it, so they do have a strong bond. I'm kind of rooting for Mimi and Josh. It's very early, we've not seen enough.
Yeah, one day, you know, it's been one day we've seen,
I'm hoping for them to
make it to the final. So if I ask you guys, right, top 3 for finalists currently in the couples, who would your top 3 be for finals?
I see Joey and Jessie in the finals.
Joey and Jessie, okay.
I can see Kieran and Nicole. And I'm gonna put Mimi and Josh there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not too sure, because I've not seen enough.
But Mimi and potentially whoever she may be with. At the time.
Yeah.
Lionel.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
The
to
same
be fair.
thing, yeah?
Same thing, yeah.
Joe and Jesse.
Joe and Jesse, yeah.
Nicole and Kieran.
Yeah.
And Mimi and whoever
she's with.
Potentially Josh.
Who knows?
Maybe it could be anyone else,
Yeah.
you know. Before I close off now, obviously, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
If you were to go back on Love Island, in this moment in time, yeah? Apart from Mimi,
Yeah.
and apart from Sean,
Right.
who would you couple up with?
Who's in there?
Good question.
Do you know what? Because I feel like Connor's not had a chance, and obviously, like, I think he's so lovely, and I don't know why no one's going for him. It's just that I would definitely talk to Connor.
Connor, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Lionel.
For me, it's a bit tricky because it's like Uma's already left, Mimi's
Yeah.
already taken.
Yeah.
And just out of the respect of my guy Mizai, I wouldn't go for Grace either. So I feel like I'll miss out, I guess.
Is it?
Yeah.
You miss out?
I'll miss out.
There's no one there.
There's no one there. I mean, everybody else was kind of like just, it was like a friendship kind of
Friendship
vibe, really.
couple.
So,
What about you wouldn't go for Nicole? Who's Emma?
Nah. Nicole is
Yeah?
definitely like one of like a little sister to me, you know, in a way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much
Thank
for joining
you.
us here on Island
Thank you.
Insights on the Shade Borough. It's been a pleasure, honestly, speaking to both of you. I know there's big things coming for both of you. You guys, obviously, being in Casa Amor, you've brought joy to millions of people around the world. See you guys, obviously, on the TV show. And I'm sure, obviously, coming out of the show as well, there's been a lot of positive reactions regarding your time on the show.
Yeah.
So thanks once again for joining us. This has been Island Insights. Once again, thank you to Diamante and Lionel for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will see you once again soon on Island Insights. Thank you guys so much.